Hello everyone, I'm your host Hamas28 and welcome to Cryogenic Simulation, brought to you by Iteration Funk. Now there was some text in the chat here. They're conscious? This has never happened before. Welcome XC443 to your simulation. Please step forward and read the directions on the screen. Advancement made, confused thawing. Entered the simulation. Welcome to your simulation, XCA443. We hope you find your experience enjoyable. Also, you have no choice in the matter, so have fun. Instructions. Your directions from the command center will come in the form of a manual. You have been given one manual, but you can also access it through your inventory screen, as you can see right here, and over here. Complete portals by placing the last piece in the prepared structure. So let's take a look at our little guidebook here to see what's going on. This manual will guide you through the various simulated dimensions. When you reach a new simulation, more information will be unlocked. Portal Hub, the first chapter, or I guess segment of the book. This chapter covers information, not infor, about how the simulation works and what tools are at your disposal. We're in luck. You're the only ancient human that we have found so far that was properly preserved by the ice. Our previous 442 test subjects were not in such a pristine condition and died shortly after being found. We can't wake you up yet though. It's far too dangerous, exposing your feeble mind to the technological advances of our time. So for now, we're going to run you through a couple of tests. But don't worry, we estimate that it'll only take a year or so to train your mind. My name is Atlas, and I'll be your guide here. The system indicates you're suffering from a temporary amnesia. All you need to know is that your name is Redacted, and you come from a small village in Redacted. I'm obviously not going to read every single one of these on video, because that's going to be too much reading. But it said it was lit with a torch, which I'm guessing is this one, as it's the only one with a chest. Yep, and it has a torch. So I'm guessing all we have to do is break this glass and add this anti-block. And it lights the first portal. Nice. Let's see, now I'm assuming we just jump in. And it's a very slow portal. And here we are. Welcome to simulation number 1, Contained Ecosystems. Good job, XC443. You've made it to the Contained Ecosystem simulation. You've been supplied with a hook to ease your travels, as well as a compass which may guide your way. May the testing begin. Nice, a hook. I love these. Add that to my bauble slot. Let's see. It should be, yep, it's C. Perfect. Just like clay block. Now let's see, is there anything about this in the book? Ah, here we go. Contained Ecosystems. A world filled with self-contained ecosystems. Scavenge the lands to produce steel to reach the next simulation. Oh, cool. Wow, this guidebook is very in-depth. And chapter, well technically like chapter 0, simulation goal. The goal of the first simulation is to produce steel, a task that can seem daunting at first, but fret not, this manual will guide you through the process. So first things first, we need to gather some resources. Now we do start off with a stone pickaxe, and I do like the look of these biomes. It's very interesting. Now it did say every area is a self-contained ecosystem. And by the looks of it, I can kind of understand what it means. So each like area delineated by the anti-block is its own. Oh, so it's a hexagon map. Interesting. So each hexagon is its own thing. So this is like a plains, that's a savanna, that's a desert, that's a jungle. Not sure I've seen this kind of biome before. I'm actually interested in checking out what that is over here, because there's stuff floating. And I fell. Nice. Well, it looks like keep inventory is on, which is pretty cool, which makes sense. We are in a simulation, but I just couldn't barely reach that one. So maybe once I get the diamond hook, we'll try again. Soul Fray. I think that just tells you where your death was. Is there a mini-map mod? There isn't, but it does give you waypoints. So I guess the first thing we gotta do, like in any other Minecraft playthrough, is get some wood. Go ahead and make ourselves a crafting table. Orange autumnal sapling. Interesting. From Traverse. And these are just anti-blocks, so we could just move these. They don't really do anything. At least I don't think they... Yeah, they're just anti-blocks. They don't do anything useful. And the spawn is kind of like here. Oh, that's where the portal is, so we might as well stick around here as we build a little house. Now, the quest book did mention that only peaceful mobs spawn on the surface and all the hostile ones spawn underground, but it does look like there's a day-night cycle, so I'm not sure if they're actually going to spawn up here regardless, but I'm just gathering a little bit of stone, because it looks like if you want to craft a furnace in this mod pack, we have to craft it from 4 dried brick, a stone gear, and 9 compressed cobblestone, which is made from 9 blocks of cobblestone, as you can see there, and a stone gear is cobblestone and sticks. Okay, pretty standard stuff, but where do I get dried brick? By drying wet clay, and wet clay is just mined from the world. Why does it have to be wet clay? Is there a difference between wet and dry clay? Now, luckily it is pretty easy to find clay, as it sticks out in the walls of this building over here, this hexagon over here. But let's see, so 1 wet clay turns into 1 brick, and then use the bricks to make dried bricks. So we're probably gonna need a lot of this, as it seems like it's pretty useful for everything. Oh, that's weird. But at least we can easily find the clay just by looking at the walls, so it's actually not going to be that difficult. Alright, so now with a little less than a stack and a half of clay, we should be good to go. Grab the wood, turn the wood into a drying rack. How do I make a drying rack? Rack. Drying rack. Slabs. Make some of these. And build a neat little wall for them. And I'm going to turn down the music. There we go, that's better. And dry the clay. And we're going to need a lot of this, and it goes... it's not too slow, it's pretty fast, but we could use a lot more to make this go even faster. And do 6 at a time. Now we're going to go ahead and compress this cobblestone and make ourselves a gear, which is funny, I accidentally made a bunch of sticks. So go ahead and make this to make a wooden gear, surround that with cobblestone to make a stone gear. Then once we have our bricks, we should be able to make a furnace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and furnace. Done. That's Minecraft, baby. Now we can smelt down this. Never mind. How do we break down ore into ingots? Iron ingots? Obviously, it'd be too easy if you could use a furnace, so we have to use the Tinker Smeltery. Alright, 23 bricks should be good enough. Now, we need to make ourselves a mason's work table, which will take some dried brick. We're going to need some more wood to make another crafting bench. And some slab to make this guy. Put you down here. Now we need to make ourselves a hammer and some stone shears. So we should be able to melt cobblestone in the furnace. Perfect, into stone. So we can make ourselves some stone shears. And then we need a weapon. Where's the stone? Oh, here they are, the stone shears. And we're going to need a simple cobble sword, because we need to get some wool. So let's see if we can find some sheep. Alright, here we go. There's some sheep in this octagon. Or, no, this is a hexagon over here. And if you feel bad, just remember, none of these animals are real. This is all just a digital simulation. So now that we got the wool, grab the stone, make ourselves some stone shears. I already forgot how it looks. Stone shears. Shear. Stone shears. Then put the stone shears inside with the wool to make our string. And now, if I throw in our leather into the furnace, it doesn't work. Oh, you have to make bound leather, and bound leather takes the string. Okay, that's an annoying step. That gets us 4 bound leather, so now we can cook this. Then we can go ahead and make ourselves a backpack. Then, while we're here, I also need to go ahead and make a bottle, which is going to take an extra step, because I need to combine sand, a slab, with a hammer to make 3 sandy bottle compound, and then we can smelt that into a glass bottle. And now we can take our tanned leather and put it all together to make ourselves 1 backpack. Next upgrade tier is wooden. How do I upgrade this? Now we are going to need some more string for the next step after I make the glass bottles, but I'm not seeing too many sheep. At least not nearby, which is pretty odd. They usually spawn in the same amount of numbers as the other animals. So I guess we're going to have to look a bit further to find them. Alright, so now we take our wood, turn these into slabs. Then we come in here with my hammer. Where's my hammer? There's the hammer. Put the hammer in there. Slab on top. Sand in these sides. To make sandy bottle compound. Then we can smelt this, when we swap the food, into glass bottles. And then what did I need? Right, I needed more string and we need flint to make a flint sifter. And flint we should be able to get from the hammer just by breaking down some gravel, which should be easy. Now let's see, stone. Oh, I can't break stone with this? Then how do I get the gravel? Guess we're gonna have to find some gravel because I need flint. Well, that took a lot longer than it really needed to. Turns out if you want to find, whatchamacallit, gravel, you should just check the caves. Because I did not find any elsewhere. Where's this guy into that? Make this. Use that to make the stone sifter. Use the sifter with the gravel. Why doesn't that work? I thought I'd do that to make flint. Oh, it has to be higher than stone. Oh, this has to be dust as well. Never mind. So we could just take... Can't I just do this with the sand then? Can't I just... Oh, there's no compressed sand. I was gonna say, can't I just place some sand down and then hit it with the... No, it doesn't turn it into dust. How do you make dust? Can you make dust? Fine dust. Hammer. Fine dust. Sand to dust. Why does it say wood? Oh, I'm dumb. There's actually a craft for this, so we can turn that into flint. But then why do I need the flint sifter? Oh, I need 2 of it. To make this guy. And then what did I need the sifter for? What was I sifting? Ah, here we go. Okay, so we can we can sift fine dust into aluminum and redstone, ash into blaze powder sulfur, golden residue into lapis, diamond, and emerald. And, oh, that's why I needed the water bottles. You have to put water in this to do it. Well, if these work like... No, they don't work like buckets, right? They only work for this? Well, I need a source of water anyway. Okay, so now that I have the water, you can put the water inside, so there's a little bit. Let's put all of it. Doesn't use the bottle, nice. Now if I put in the stone sifter and the gravel, that does nothing. But if I put the flint sifter and the gravel, it also does nothing. Okay, so let's see. Chapter 3, creosote oil. Okay, pretty standard. Dried brick, clay, and sandstone. To make an engineer's hammer, we need engineering knowledge. The Engineer's Handbook. Read the book to unlock new knowledge, found in mesa biomes in the contained ecosystem simulation. Your nature's compass will guide the way. Mesa or mesa plateau? Let's take a look. Mesa. 400 in that direction. Mesa plateau. 3,000 in that direction. Okay, I know where I'm headed. Let's see if we can find ourselves some engineering knowledge. Alright, I think I see something over there. That might be it. We just have to cross this body of water. And this water is dark. Luckily there's nothing in it. It just looks very eerie. Which actually scares me a lot. You know, I've never actually finished Subnautica because of thalassophobia. Even though I know it's empty, it sends off warning signs, warning signals to my body that I need to be afraid of something. And I'm guessing the knowledge is up there on the platform, like the one we had where we died earlier. Oh, and there's also sandstone here, so I'm gonna harvest that too. Ooh, interesting. We could probably grapple hook. I think I have enough sandstone since you only need 1 to make the coke bricks. So let's take a look up here, see what we can find. Steel scaffolding stairs. Cool. can you break these down into other things? No. Wait a minute. You could turn them back into steel scaffolding, and then steel scaffolding is used to craft stuff. And it's still basically useless though, so I'll just ignore it for now. And what we've got here, reinforced storage crate, the engineer's handbook. Huh, well that's funny. Okay, and it worked. Unlocked engineering. You ponder the contents of the book and find yourself enlightened. What happens if I oh no, now there's the manual. That's weird. I have 2 jerry cans now. It duplicated the jerry can. And a light engineering block. I'll take you. Thank you. Could probably craft some stuff with this. I think it's mostly multi-blocks though. Then there's another one over there. Oh, because technically that's a different section, but I wonder what's up here. I'll wait until I have the better grapple hook. I don't want to fall down again. But I will take the free engineering block and another jerry can for the creosote oil. Oh, okay, I found the issue. So it looks like when you break it with a hammer, it's a 20% chance to turn it into dust. So it's not every time, it's just 1 in 5. So if I use the stone hammer in a biome like this, full of sand, we should get a good amount of dust that we can then sift down into redstone, aluminum, and flint. And I'm guessing we're going to need those for something in the future. Okay, so now coke bricks, wet clay, brick, and sandstone. Pretty easy. Sandstone, clay, brick, coke brick. And I believe to make this you needed how much we need. It's a 3x3x3, so you need 27. And we're all out of clay. As we always are. Nice. Well, gotta go get some clay. And now that I think about it, I should also upgrade our tools to tinker tools. Did I just search the wrong thing? How do I use tinkers in this pack? Oh, here we go. It's called a part builder. I completely forgot. So we're gonna need a bunch more clay to actually build this guy, so we'll be back in a second. No matter where you go, clay is the most balanced thing in Minecraft. Coal, coke, so I just need to make, nope, that's the wrong thing. Where's my coke? Oh, because it's called a coke oven, not a coal. There we go. 1 and 2. Huh, what about the, oh, there we go. Then we need an engineer's hammer, which we should be able to craft using stone. Perfect. So now if we build this guy, we can now produce coal coke. And it's actually pretty fast. Let's see, so that's coal coke out of the way, but we needed this for creosote. So now we need to dump a stack of gravel and a stack of planks in the creosote oil to turn it into treated wood and grout. Grout's going to be needed for our smeltery. So how much gravel do we have? I don't need to carry this book around. We have a stack. Perfect. Now we just need a stack of planks, which I don't have. So let's go chop some trees. So now with a stack of wood, I should be able to just make a hole in the ground like this. Use our jerry can to take all the fuel, put it in a hole, and then throw the gravel inside to make a stack of grout. And then we could do the same thing to make the spruce. Now we are going to need some more coal for this. How much coal do I have? Do I have a bit more? Good. Those go pretty fast, which is nice. And then we could just use the coal coke as regular fuel. Now let's see here. So that's going to let us make the treated wood and the grout. So now we're at smelting metals. Oh, you managed to assemble the coke oven. Good for you. Writes, can build pointlessly old technology at a ridiculously slow pace. Hey, I've only been playing for like an hour and 15 minutes. I'm going pretty fast. It's just clay is very balanced and difficult to find in large amounts. So now we just have to turn the grout into seared stone. Then we break the seared stone with a hammer to make seared bricks, and then we can build the smeltery out of it. Required knowledge, smelting knowledge. If you want the knowledge to smelt things, you're going to have to work for it. Use your hook to climb one of the sky islands. Ah, perfect. Okay, so that's what you're supposed to do. So that's what these are. That's where you get the smeltery knowledge. And we do have a bit of redstone I got from sifting the dust. So we are going to need a new hammer. So if we just build this guy here, hammer. Let's see, 1 bucket, perfect. So we can just place this and then throw in the spruce. Why didn't it work? I'm flammable. Nice. So why didn't that turn into treated wood? Does it have to be a specific type of wood? Only planks from fir trees are suitable. Okay, I wish I'd read that sooner. Well, no point in needing all of these then. Let's go build a tower to get the knowledge. Oh, while we're leaving, I might as well put all of the grout to smelt. And let's see if we can climb this guy using all these spruce planks. And let's see if we can find some firs. Brown autumnal. Oak. Why use a grappling hook when you could just tower up? It's the same thing, right? Just without fear of death. Now, where do I find fir? I don't think I've seen that kind of tree before. No, this is acacia. What kind of torches are these? Stone torches. Interesting. And there we go. Fancy item frame. Mending moss. What is this for? Oh, it's a tinker's... Oh, so I'm guessing that lets you apply mending to tools? Get some grout, some seared brick, and hot liquids for dummies. I wonder if the game's going to crash when I use this one too. It didn't. Nice. Unlocked smeltery. You ponder the contents of the book and find yourself enlightened. So now I just need to find some firs, which kind of looks like these big trees over here. That might be what it is. Oh, and these are seared bricks. I'm definitely going to steal these. Because why wouldn't I? And I think even the slabs too, because can't I recombine the slabs back into blocks? You can. And it's so annoying trying to jump over these. There we go. Are you a fir? You're a fir. Perfect. So these big trees over here are firs. So I only need 16 logs to make a stack. But we probably should get a bunch, because I'm thinking we're definitely going to need more of these treated planks in the future. Okay, so now I could take this fir into planks, dump these into that to make treated wood. Then we can come to our furnace and grab the seared stone. Then take my hammer. And can I use the mason's work table to do this? No. Seared stone, hammer, seared bricks. So I need to use the hammer to make the seared bricks so we can craft the controller. And I'm going to need another furnace for this. So 1 block of redstone. We're going to need another gear. Surround that with stone. I'm going to need more cobblestone though to actually build the furnace, since it takes 32 for a single one. Or it's 9 times 4, so it takes... How much is that? 18, 27? Yeah, 36. It takes a lot. So you place the stone, break it into bricks. You get 11. Then come to the crafting bench. Then grab my cobblestone. Make 4 of these. Furnace. Oh, I need 1 more. Furnace. Smeltery controller. And now we should be able to make a smeltery. As long as I remember how to do it. Oh right, we also need a seared tank, so we're going to need 4 more brick and 1 of our glass bottles. Seared brick to make the tank. And it should be... No, don't I need 1 more thing for this? Alright, it's very ugly, but it does work. Let me clear up my inventory here. We don't need all this. I'm still not sure what the bookshelf is for, but I mean... I can place it for decoration. Put away this. And it mentioned we can use the jerry can. Might as well store this tools in there. And consult the book. The crucible can smelt solids into liquids. Use a seared faucet to move molten liquid into a seared tank. So I have to take coal coke, turn it into a block, place the block, hit it with the hammer. That produces 16 ash. Then we can take the ash with our sifter to make pulverized coal and a little bit of blaze powder. Then we could take this blaze powder and turn it into a blaze powder block. So now we further sift this into blaze powder sulfur, mix it with redstone to make pyrethium, and we need one more crafting of this to make 4. Turn that into magma block. Take the magma block, place it over here, so now the crucible works. Take our blaze powder block, put it in there to melt it into liquid blaze, and then using our jerry can, which has a little bit too much oil in it. Can I dump the oil? I think I can dump it if I right click. No. How do I dump it? Okay, so I can't get the crucible oil out of the jerry can, so instead we're doing this. Put the crucible next to the seared tank, and then you can empty it using a seared faucet. But wasn't there something I need for this? Wait a minute, I have the Tinker's workbook. Why don't I just double check that while I wait for this? Yeah, I need this guy. Okay, so now it's fully melted. So now we can put the liquid blaze into the seared tank. And now what? What is next? Smelting metals. Oh, I think at this point I can just put our iron in here, right? We can. Nice. That'll let us make iron tools. Casting metals. Casting is the act of pouring out either molten gold or aluminum brass over an item to create a mold. For example, if you pour it over brick, you get the ingot cast. In the next task, you'll need to make plates. You can make a plate cast by pouring molten aluminum brass over a cracked seared plate. Molten aluminum brass. I do have a little bit of aluminum. Aluminum brass. Aluminum brass. Copper and aluminum. I don't think I have any copper. Yeah, I have a bit of aluminum. Where do I get copper from? I bet I have to sift this. Ah, here we go. Copper. A light metal found between 40 and 55. So I just have to go mining for it. And I probably shouldn't have melted all this iron. Oh, but I can get it out pretty easily. Just gotta make ourselves one of these guys and a casting, I think it was a basin, right? Yeah, casting basin. Do that, do this, and that's way too far. There we go. So now to progress, we just gotta get access to some copper, so I gotta go mining. But now that we have access to a little bit of iron, we can use this to upgrade our gear and possibly make some iron armor. There we go, some copper. It's a little annoying to find. I went through a little cave, tons of iron, but then I just decided to start strip mining to find the copper. Luckily we do only need a little bit of it in order to make our cast. But then other than that, I don't think we need too much copper. At least not to make steel. We mostly need tons of iron. Luckily this cave, or at least the ore generation, is really rich in iron, so that should get us all the steel we need. Alright, so for alloying, it's 3 aluminum. Well, it's 1 aluminum per copper. No, it's 3 aluminum per 1 copper, so this should make a lot. A lot of brass. So there's our aluminum brass, and then if I take a brick, put that here. Oh, because I have to wait for the aluminum brass to come to the bottom. There we go. To make our ingot cast. So now we can cast stuff. But then what did I actually need to cast? I already forgot. I needed this guy. I have to hit a seared brick with a hammer. Seared brick. Hammer. Crack seared plate. To make a plate cast for our steel plates. Now to make steel, to make the reinforced blast furnace, we need 4 iron plates and 4 seared brick, along with a little bit of blazed powder. And we need to make this, and we need 27 in total, so I have to do this craft 9 times. So that's going to be a lot of iron. You can assemble it using schematica. Oh, but this one's very simple. I don't really need to use schematica for this. So we are going to need a lot of seared brick. So I need this seared stone. I need my hammer. I need all of the iron to make the plate cast. I believe the plate has to take 2 ingots worth. No, it's 1 ingot. Perfect. Let's go ahead and melt down. Oh, there's a bunch of... Oh, I know why. This is why it's always so annoying. There's extra because when you smelt stuff down in the smeltery, you get more out of it. So let me take the rest of this out of here. And now I just need 36 of these iron plates. This is a very manual process. Actually, if I made a a hopper, it would be fully automatic. But then I need the iron to make the hoppers anyway, so it's kind of a waste of time. Now after all of that, now we can take all of our items, put that together, make 27 reinforced blast brick, grab my engineer's hammer, place this guy over here, and it should be that easy. Hit it with the hammer. Why don't you want to work? What did I do wrong? Oh, it needs a hopper. Forgot about that. Always very easy to forget about the hopper. But it goes right on the top. Let me climb up here. Hopper. Bam! Improved blast furnace. So now using this, we can make steel. Steel ingots are made by inserting iron ingots into the blast furnace, fueled by coal, coke, or charcoal. The blast furnace is hot enough to make glass. This is a nice alternative to melting glass in the smeltery. So now, I could just take out a little bit of iron, and let me actually swap this for my basin so we can do more iron at a time. Iron goes in there, coal coke comes out of there, coal coke goes in, and we slowly produce steel at a rate of about 2% every second. So it'll take, what, 50 seconds to make one piece of iron, or about around a minute? Pretty slow. But now that we can make steel, we have almost completed the first simulation. To enter the next one, you need to go back to the portal hub and enter the last piece of reinforced steel into the portal structure. And this is made from obsidian, 3 tin plates, 4 steel, and a large steel plate. The item that activates the portal to the second simulation chamber is the engineering hammer that you used earlier in the simulation. So we're going to need to find tin, and tin is found in this simulation between 20 and 55, so even lower than copper. We're going to need obsidian, which shouldn't be that difficult, as we could just make a bucket, and there's a bunch of lava over there. But we will need diamond, and I believe diamond is also found in this simulation from 0 to 16, but it is very rare. I believe you can also sift diamonds, though. Yes, so we can sift golden residue dust for a 6% chance at a diamond and some glowstone, and golden residue dust is hitting gold ore with a hammer, with a 100% chance. So it's actually, the odds are actually very good. We just need to locate a bunch of gold, and gold is probably also found in the simulation between 0 and 32, with a mining level of diamond, which I believe just means you need iron. Yeah, that's iron, right? Pretty sure. So let's go ahead and make ourselves, let me turn the block of iron into iron, use the sticks to make an iron hammer, dump all this stuff in here. Now we just need to locate gold ore and tin, and that should be the only thing we need, apart from the obsidian, but we need the gold ore and tin first. So I'm going to go ahead and leave in a bunch of iron in there to continue turning that into steel. And let's head back into the cave. And there we go. Our first piece of gold. Now I do hear a lot of mobs nearby. So if I hit this with the iron hammer, we turn it into gold residue dust, and that's also where the cave is. So we can probably locate tin down here too. I do need to fix the pickaxe though, but at least it's going to be pretty easy to get back down here. Pretty nice cave generation, and looks like silver glows in the dark, but I don't need any silver, I don't think. So I think I'm going to ignore that, but there is tons of gold down here, and tons of tin. This is easier than I thought. We'll be able to get diamonds in no time. Alright, so the odds are, when you sift this, it's a 6% chance. So if I do this many, I should get at least 6 on average. And we did, perfect. Now of course I'm not going to stop there. Huh, why are we getting nothing? Oh, it's out of water, that's why. There we go. Another 6. Very interesting that I got another 6 and 3. That was very expected, which is odd. Usually you don't get that close to the actual value. And I could have just made tinker tools, but I think I'll save that for later. So now we can put all of this stuff away. Go grab a piece of obsidian, and then we'll be able to make the item and progress to the next simulation. So now all we gotta do is make a steel large plate, which I should just be able to, it's this, like this, to make it out of wood. Pop this in there. We're full of iron. Oh, but I need actually this guy, the brass. And it should have enough room. Then we'll put the brass on the bottom. Grab the steel. This should be enough. To make a steel, yeah, it takes 8. So we have enough. So now we put this on the bottom. Pour it into there. So that's going to make the large plate cast. Then we can take our steel and melt it in here and then pour it out. Then we just need the tin plates. There's the tin, so we'll melt this next. So steel goes on the bottom to make the steel large plate. Put that away. So now I need the plate cast. Oh, that's very slow. So we're going to swap this one. Grab that. Casting table, this. Molten tin on the bottom to make our tin plates. So there's our steel plate head. Obsidian. Now we just need 3 tin plates. And we can craft our item and head on to the next simulation. So what is this? What was it called? Reinforced steel. Reinforced steel block. Done. So now we can head out of the simulation and go to the next portal, the reinforced steel portal. Add the reinforced steel and hit it with the hammer to turn it on, and let's head to the next simulation. But you didn't think we were going to do 2 simulation chambers in one episode, did ya? We're going to leave that to episode 2 of Cryogenic Simulation. But you could already tell this episode has gone on quite long enough. I'm your host, Hamas28, and I'll see you guys next time.